Absolutely, I think so. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. I think when you look at Ford's ability to generate cash, particularly if you go out the next 3 to 4 years, the auto business has $5 billion of surplus cash. That's cash exceeding debt on the balance sheet. They'll generate positive cash in 2019, 2020. And if you look longer term, they're projecting lower capital spending, and their capital needs are much reduced from where they were at any other point if you look back historically at this point in the cycle.
When they report their profits today, they've already guided down their guidance to the low end of the range. $1.30, I believe, is the company guidance now. What would you like to hear the CEO say this afternoon on their conference call?
I think the biggest question people will have coming out of the earnings release this afternoon is going forward, what their guidance is for 2019, and then possibly if they make any comments regarding longer-term cash needs or longer-term restructuring opportunities. They've
been a little vague as they look ahead into 2019. What would put sharper points on it?
They disappointed in 2018 because of weaker than expected performance in China. And so that's going to be a heavy focus. What are they doing in China? How do they turn that around? And I think as we go through 2019, we'll probably get more color on the restructuring plans that they announced back a few months ago.
Are you shocked, though, that at this point, 2 years into Jim Hackett's tenure as CEO, basically, that you haven't gotten this much detail? And how much longer does he have to give you detail, especially as you have other auto stories in the sector that seem more compelling right now?
Yeah, certainly that's true. And General Motors' story certainly seems a lot more compelling. I think when you look at some of these global restructurings, and whether it's in Europe or in South America or the Asia Pacific region, you have a lot of constituents that you have to deal with. And so that takes time, and Ford as a management owes it to them to communicate with those workers and those regions first. In addition, remember, this is a company that's flush with cash. Their balance sheet, they're sitting on $5 billion of surplus cash. It's kind of a tough time to go out and say, oh, by the way, we got to scale back. We got to restructure operations. And so I given them a little bit of a break on this. I think the longer it takes to announce to us, the investment community, what they're thinking about, the better off it is.
Michael, what do you make of their partnership with Volkswagen, given the proportion of sales in this country now that are trucks and SUVs?
Yeah, I think, the first alarm that went off was they're going to do pickup trucks. But I think when they specified it a little bit more, they're talking about, the smaller mid-sized pickup trucks for outside of North America and some of the commercial trucks. I think, Ford and Billy Ford in particular has been very clear that they're at the very beginning stages of trying to work with Volkswagen. They've had successful partnerships with Volkswagen in the past in South America and in Europe. And so I think we'll wait and see how that goes. There's nothing definitive certainly in the next 2 to 3 years. I think they're talking about a 2023 time period. So it's still a ways off.